ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना. The nectar of thy words revives the scorched spirit of human beings. They purify the sinner and are the life of the holy. To hear them itself is auspicious and peace generating. They are the real givers who spread thy name far and wide. Om. Welcome to the Friday scripture class. And today's scripture is the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Last time we had the Uddhava Gita, few verses from the new chapter. So this is the gospel, and we are still continuing that same chapter, beautiful chapter, where Sri Ramakrishna gives many advices to the people. It's the chapter is entitled "Advice to an Actor." Entered May 24, 1884, and the day just after the Palaharini Kali Puja day. Whole day Sri Ramakrishna was busy. From since early morning, the actors came. After that, few devotees came in the morning, afternoon, little rest, and then people came. And evening, there are people sitting there. Then two ladies came. So Sri Ramakrishna was giving instruction and guidance to every group, every group. So let us go to further. Page 436. Uh, Here Sri Ramakrishna continues and says at the top of the page, but one need not have any fear if one takes refuge in God. God protects his devotee. This is something we all should have, this surrender to will of God. With faith in God, that God is the one who protects us. If we have that faith, we have grown in our spiritual life and become free from all the worries and anxieties. This faith in God is very important in spiritual life. Without having faith in God, uh, there's no peace in life, and also there is difficult for spiritual progress also, because you are always worried for worldly things. You are worried even for your spiritual progress. What will happen? Is there God? Doubts will always be there. Once this faith in God comes, that God is there to protect me, to guide me, He's always there, then there is your mind becomes quiet, and then your quality of japam becomes better, meditation becomes deeper, with all that faith in God. Someone is always taking our care. It is already said that God is there, who from whose eyes nothing is left aside. Everything He sees. He sees every individual. As they say in Sri Ramakrishna, here only says, God can hear the anklet in the leg of an ant. So like that, it has such eyes, so such ears, and it has such eyes. So everything is seen by God, and God is there to protect us. So relying in God is one of the way by which we attain peace of mind. So as Holy Mother said, do not find fault if you want peace of mind. Another way is rely on God, that God is there always for me. So He has not forsaken me. So with that comes that, and peace comes, and with that peace and reliance on God, then mind with quiet and calm mind, then it can pursue your spirituality. It also can pursue your things, duties in the world, all that has happened. So this is very important. It comes many times, it comes through our own experience. We find that God does so many things we have in our lives, so many things. Uh, One Swami was saying about that how some even in Sri Ramakrishna Swami Vivekananda's life, so many times that Sri Ramakrishna came, and it was very evident. In our life, we have not seen Sri Ramakrishna visiting, but seeing in the lives of others, that gives us surety that Sri Ramakrishna is surely there, and he is taking our care. So by that way, we can have more reliance on God, and with that will increase our surrender to God. So that is very important. Hari, one of the devotees says, well, why does it take many people such a long time to realize him? That is the question of everyone. Why we not only realizing, why we don't feel we are progressing towards God? One reason is not that we are not progressing, we are definitely progressing. Before we attain or realize God, there is always lacuna, there is always gap, there is always feeling that I have not progressed enough to realize God. So it seems that we have not progressed on the spiritual path. We have definitely progressed on the spiritual path by becoming in touch with Sri Ramakrishna, with the temple, with the devotees, with holy company. Definitely there is progress. But as much it should be, that is not there. Why not finding God? Why not that faith has it come? Why not this? Why this is always doubt whether I have to do the thing or God is there for everything for me. There is always that doubt is there. So that's what he said. Why does it take many people such a long time to realize God, Master? The truth is that a man doesn't feel restless for God unless he is finished with his enjoyments and duties. The physician says, referring to the patient, let a few days pass first. Then a little medicine will do him good. So everything has to be done in time. That to have God in our life, that much has not come. Importance of the presence, feeling the presence of God has not come. Our ego becomes the impediment on the path to God. Always we think I is the there. So when I am always there, I comes first, then God takes a back seat. He doesn't come to do this thing. So one that example is there that some washerman, someone devotee was walking on the clothes washed by the washerman, and he was making dirty. He was repeating God's name, and then washermen become very angry, and they started pelting stones on him. Vishnu then was in heaven in Vaikuntha. He started running, leaving the Lakshmi. Lakshmi said, why are you running, rushing so fast? What happened? Oh, my devotee is in trouble. I have to go and protect him. So he was coming out, and after suddenly he came back to Lakshmi. Lakshmi said, what happened? Why didn't you go to say, protect your devotee? He said, oh, I was going, I found that he's protecting himself. He started throwing stones back to the washerman. So when he's protecting himself without relying on me, then why do I need to go? So that's what Sri Ramakrishna says. Restlessness and feeling the need of the presence of God. So both are needed. That I am by myself uh, am not enough. And also, why do I need to worry? When God is there, He will protect me. So that type of thing is not there. For that, a restlessness to have the feeling that God is there with me, that has to come. Restlessness to realize God has to come. Vyakulata. That was mm, Sri Ramakrishna's way of realization of God. Need for the realization of God is Vyakulata, yearning to realize God. I want to see Mother. He himself did that way. And he taught that to other people. And he gave that famous example. One person wanted to see God. And he said, I want to see God. What should I do? So he said, come with me. To the river he brought him and put him, and both went to the water, and the teacher put head of the student inside the water and pressed it down inside the water. Then after some time that he released the head, he came out, and the teacher asked the student, how were you feeling when you were under the water? So he said, I was feeling very restless for breath. I was going choked. I thought I would die. You were holding me down. And then the student and teacher said, if we can have such type of feeling for God, then God will come to you. So this restlessness, yearning. In Vedanta Sara, it says the students should feel as if their head has been caught by fire. And when one's head is caught by fire, the person runs in search of water so that he can dive himself and, and burn out, goes off the fire. So, like that should be the feeling of the student and run to the teacher. Dipta Shira Jalara Shivata. That is the same. Shira is burning and he's running in search of Jalarashi, water body. So, like that, if one has the feeling, then God comes. And that's why Sri Ramakrishna says, time has to come, that sort of thing. Why doesn't that feeling comes? Nothing of the yearning comes to us. What is the reason? Again, the same ego. We think we all can do ourselves, and ego is satisfied by little things, and the need of God, all bliss is all kept aside. If we only have a desire to eat rasagulla, and then you go to shop or someone brings and you eat rasagulla, desire finished. There is no higher desire for higher joy, joy of the bliss of God. That is not there. Small desires. You want to eat rasagulla, you want to eat bel puri, then little desires will be filled and done. Ah, what wonderful day it was. I had bel puri today. I wanted to eat so many days. That is a yearning for bel puri. You will get bel puri. How will you get God? So that's what the God's thing. Sri Ramakrishna says people don't have yearning for God. Then if you have warning, then they will realize God. That's why it takes time. Narada said to Rama, Rama, you are passing your time in Ayodhya. How will Ravana be killed? You have taken this human body for that purpose alone. Rama replied, Narada, let the right time come. Let Ravana's past actions begin to bear fruit. Then everything will be made ready for his death. So they say that unless this pitcher of sin is filled, there is no destruction of the evil person. That's what they often say. So evil doing their time will come. Pitcher of his sin will get filled up by the more and more action. Then he will get the punishment, whatever punishment to be given. So that's how the Ravana thing also similarly. When Narada knows everything, advent of God, and says God has come, he is having nice time in the Ayodhya, eating nice food, all love from all three mothers and all everything. And the Ravana is growing there, creating problem. You are doing nothing for that. So when will it happen? So Rama said, it will happen in time, not yet. Time has not yet arrived. Sri Ramakrishna gives from the example when you have wound, so the doctor will not press unless the pus is formed. So when pus is formed, then he will press it and bring out the pus. So let that wound be right, like that. Let the desire to God be right. That has to ripe only, then God will come. And when the Ravana's all this past action bore more sins, and then the time came that he is to be dead. For the final thing, the Sita abduction of the Sita. Without that, Ravana would not be killed. It is still more or less not that very bad actions. So that is how it all is there. So Sita being abducted is also the play of Divine Mother, no? Sita's own play. Otherwise, why would Sita say to Rama, "Can you bring that deer to me?" Sita, goddess herself. See, how will have she be caught by the infatuation of a golden deer? So golden deer, what will she do? She will not keep it at a pet, but suddenly she saw to Rama, "Can you bring that to me?" She must have praised to Rama, "Go and bring." And Rama knew there's some play. There never such beautiful golden hued deer were there. Then Rama went there behind that, and then that deer, then he killed the deer. He couldn't catch. He was running very fast. He shot with the arrow, and it cried out in the voice of Rama. He said, Lakshmana, Sita, that he said. And then Sita said, "Oh, Rama is in danger." He asked Lakshmana to go. And Lakshmana said, "How can I go? Rama asked me to protect you. And nothing will happen to Rama. You don't know about Rama." Doesn't Sita know who Rama is? She is Devi herself. Why did he send Lakshmana also saying all sorts of things um, to Lakshmana that you don't want to say protect Rama and all that, so that he goes and all this abduction happens. All is the divine plan. It was a ploy of the divine mother so that Ravana comes and abducts, and his picture is now full. Now the time to die. Rama will go there and will kill Ravana. His life will end. So all because according to his karma. So in time everything happens. Because time has not come, that's why we have no yearning. But looking for the time, if we don't grow yearning and love for God, what happens is the time come, before that yearning comes, death already comes. So then at the deathbed, they say, where is the yearning for God? Oh, it is already late. You should have tried when you were 40, at age 40. After that, your senses become weak, your body became weak, and 40, 50, 60, and then you cannot do anything. So like that, it is already late. Then next chance is there. Nothing, it's not over. New life, rebirth, is begin from the very childhood. So what about again forgetting the purpose of life? Yeah, that danger is there. You may again forget the purpose of life until you are 30. At 30, you have get the purpose of life, you find somehow by the grace of God, and yet you do not strive hard. Then time goes, 30 to 50, 60, it goes in just trying, oh, I will try, and again death. What happened? Again, this time also not no yearning came, death already comes. So like that is the thing, yearning has to come in time. But in spirituality, they say, in spiritual life, there is never too early, it is never too late. Anytime we can start spiritual life, we can start loving God, trying to be better, transforming ourselves. That is always is possible. Even in the age of 75, we can try to, even in the age of 80, we can try to have the love for God. So that's how the success will come. Something will happen. Hari. Why is there so much suffering in the world? Hari is very asking very important questions. Why is there so much suffering in the world? That is very much a question asked by the people. The question is, if there is this all benevolent God is there, why is there suffering? God is all protecting, all He takes our care, and yet there are people who suffer. There is so much suffering. It doesn't God take their care and remove their suffering? So Kabir Das, that song, that poem is there. Dukh mein sumiran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koi. So when there is happiness, you don't remember God. And when you don't remember God, then dukkha comes and then you remember God. So suffering will come. By the purpose of suffering is so that we move towards God. If during suffering there is no thought of God come, there is no relying on God come, the suffering goes in vain. Purpose of suffering can be utilized in that way. They say when we are fired in the job, in our work, so one is we cry, oh, job gone, how will I pay my this mortgage, how will I pay, you cry always. Another is you have time to study, equip yourself, increase your skill and your certificates, and get a better job after some time, and you can have earn more money, and you can pay your mortgage or whatever your credit card this were there, you can pay more quickly. So two ways to do. So one is that when we are suffering, why this suffering, why me, God is partial, there are so many happy people, I am alone, is that. Another is God has given suffering, God alone is the remover of suffering, let us catch hold of God. That way we can progress faster. More thinking of God, more relying on God, more complaining to God, not to others. Please see that I don't forget you. Not complaining about the about your suffering or pain. Complaining that may see that I do not forget you. Make me remember you. May give me love for you. Like that. Sri Ramakrishna. For the answer to the question, why is there so much suffering in the world? Master. This world is the Leela of God. It is like a game. In this game, there are joy and sorrow, virtue and vice, knowledge and ignorance, good and evil. The game cannot continue if sin and suffering are altogether eliminated from the creation. In the game of hide and seek, one must touch the granny in order to be free. But the granny is never pleased if she is touched at the very outset. It is God's wish that the play should continue for some time. Then, from a poem, he says, from a song, out of 100,000 kites, at best but one or two break free, and thou dost laugh and clap thy hands, O mother, watching them. So this is from a Ram Prasad song that hundreds of thousands of kites are there, and one or two of them they are really they're broken from these strings, and mother becomes happy. That's how this liberation happens. So here he says, this world is a mixture of good and bad. Suffering will always be there in the world. So there will be no time, there will be no suffering, and some will be. It seems that people are of different kind. There will be suffering, will be always there, and from a higher plane, all this is the play of God. Only when we are suffering, we forget that is play of God, and that we say, "Why me?" question comes, and we suffer more. So this is how the play of God goes on, because there are suffering, there are bad, there are evil, and all that makes the play go on well. If you see this movie, commercial movie, there will be always one hero, there has to be one villain. If you don't put any villain, then how the story will be strong? To make the story strong, you have to put some villain, some person who is not that good guy, who is against the good person, against the honest police officer, has to be there. A very corrupt person. Otherwise, the story doesn't go well. You don't like to watch that movie. The play doesn't go well if everything is normal and good. There in the world of this play, great play of Mahamaya, there are good people and bad people. That always will be there. Otherwise, play will not happen. And Mahamaya says, the song Ramprasad says, so many kites are tied with a string, and one or two of them gets released. Their thread is broken. And then mother becomes very happy. Oh, this got released. It is not tied anymore. Like the few souls become released, and mother is happy, dances. But she doesn't want all souls to be freed, all mukti. She doesn't want. She wants play to go on. Otherwise, there will be no play. There will be no fun. There is fun in the play. So take everything as the fun. When Yam told to Sri Ramakrishna that Vidyasagar, his faith in God is moved when he heard that Genghis Khan came as the looter and he killed hundreds of thousands of people in India. So if God is there, why didn't he protect the people here? All devoted people, all good people. Some barbaric person comes from outside and he just slaughters people. So how God was quiet and doing nothing? So Sri Ramakrishna said, God's work, how do you know what God wants? It is all play of God. We have no explanation for God's action. We cannot have any explanation from, according to our point of view, in the action of God. Then we will say why there is so much of earthquake and storm and sudden floods and so many children die. Two countries killing, die, fighting each other, and innocent young children dying in the devastation of houses and all that. Young children die. What the God is doing, whether it's the God of Jews or God of Arabs. So both God are keeping quiet and people are dying. Why not the Jewish God said, don't kill them, they are children? Why not the Arab God said, you cannot kill my children? So what is there, what the gods are doing? So, but this is all, there is no two gods, Jewish God and Arab God and Hindu God. It's only one God that is worshipped by different way. And this is all the play of God. It is the God who creates the children. It is God, if you also take the children from their childhood, what do we know? Why God does that? We don't know. It seems very cruel to us, but all is the play of God, as we are reading in the Gita today. That don't think that you are killing this all people arrayed the army against you. Even without you, they are going to die, said Krishna. If even if Arjuna says, I will take sannyasa, I will not keep anyone, I will bhakshamapi haloke, I will have the viksha and die. But all this will die in battle, even without you. Rather be nimitta matram bhava sabyasatin. Like that, it is all God creating and God destroying in different way. Children dying, earthquake happening, this storm happening, a tsunami happening, all these things, and human beings, such good species God made, very rational, very wise. But how they fight with each other, go on destroying and killing each other for nothing. They kill each other, and after some time there is truce, and there is again the same friendship may happen again. In the meantime, many people die. Hundreds of thousands of people just die for sake of what? But this is not. We see that it is people, aggressor, cruel, whomever is which side you are not. You see always other side is cruel. On your side, you are the defending. They were cruel like that. So whatever is there, but it is all difficult to justify the cruelty of war or even the natural disaster where many people die, accidents that happen. So there's no answer for that. Only answer is the play of God. We have no answer. Why God does that, we don't know. After all beings are created by God. We, in mistake or moha, we think they are our people, they are our children, they are our people, our countrymen, and we suffer. But in reality, they're all children of God. So God is the one who creates, and God is the one who kills. What we can say? That's why Divine Mother's play is this. So accepting this as play, there's no other way, says Sri Ramakrishna. In other words, after the practice of hard spiritual discipline, one or two have the vision of God through His grace and are liberated. Then the Divine Mother claps her hands and enjoy and exclaims, Revo, there they go. So this is what Sri Ramakrishna says, explains the song that Ramprasad said, kite flying. And one or two kites are set free by they're released from the thread. And mother claps and then says, let go. Then she's very brave, oh, there go. But she doesn't want all to go. She's happy with the play going on. Hari. Hari is very pertinently asking questions. He's not satisfied with the answer. But this play of God is our death. Master is smiling. Please tell me who you are. God alone has become all this. Maya, the universe, living beings, the 24 cosmic principles. As the snake I bite, and as the charmer I cure. It is God Himself who has become both Vidya and Avidya. He remains deluded by the Maya of Avidya, ignorance. Again, with the help of the Guru, he is cured by the Maya of Vidya, knowledge. So, this is what is the reality of the world. Everything is created out of God, everything is God's play. In our case, we think all this is injustice, we suffer, we die. But death is inevitable, that we cannot stop, and there is no if you are made in like 2023, your expiry will be like 2030 and fixed, before 2030 you will not expire, your expiry date from 2023 to 30 object. It is not that way. Created beings are not that expiry that fixed for 7 years. Whatever product comes today, 7 years is after that it will expire. Whatever milk is produced, it is expiry date after 15 days or 20 days. It is not that way. Expiry date is not fixed. Any time expiry date will come. It is all surprise it comes. That may be very quickly, it may be very late. Person may live for 112 years, may die in just born and die in the same day. So it is all about that expiry. When it is, we don't know. That's all God's plan, God's creation. There is no logic behind that. We cannot have any logic. This life is uncertain. There have been such cases even when there were no medicines, antibiotics, people used to die, death was more common. When there are more medicines, life-saving medicines, antibiotics, so many advancement in medicine, but still death is there, very unnatural death is there, still there. If more cure has come, no doubt, but still there is suffering, still there is death. And even the child death is there, even the unknown cause death is there. So, so that thing is very divine plan. So we cannot say in our mind we think that, oh, it has been that way. At least people, and different type of lifespan we give to ourselves. Some say at least when we were born, now lifespan has averaged like 85 years. We should all live to 85 years. And some say 85 is too much, 70 years very fine. After 70 is all body becomes weak and pain. It's all good if I die, we die after 70. All whatever you could do, enjoy, produce, contribute has been done by 70. After that, any day is fine. So like that, different people have different idea of how long should one live. And if you are healthy, you want to live longer. And those who want to live, even if they are not healthy, they still want to live, even in deathbed. All this life support system. If you ask, should we remove our what are you saying? They will open like that because they can speak. Life support system, that can I remove because the doctor said all organs failing. What are you saying? I'm at least I'm alive. You want to kill me like that thing? The dad will say. So there is no end to desire to live longer with all the suffering. So this is how the life is. So accepting the life as a temporary thing, and any time it may happen, and the death is so natural for any created being. So to accept this in this way, then there is peace. So there is nothing. It is death, but whose death? As says Swami Sri Ramakrishna. It is all God who has become all these things. You think you are. This ego creates the problem. I am separate from everything else. So this I think is a dangerous thing. So if this ego is removed, then we are all equal and there's no problem. And Vidya and Avidya Maya, he says, Vidya Maya religious, Avidya Maya winds. Ignorance, knowledge, and perfect wisdom. The Jnani sees that God alone exists and is the doer, that he creates, preserves, and destroys. The Vijnani sees that it is God who has become all this. So Jnani and Vijnani different. Often with Jnani and Vijnani the thing comes. What is difference between Jnani and Vijnani? So one example, Sri Ramakrishna himself gives that. To know that this is milk and it has a lot of energy and nutrient, to know that is jnana. But to drink that milk and get that nourishment and be strong, that is vijnana. Making that knowledge practical and useful in our life is vijnana. And here he says, to know that God creates this universe and people die by the will of God, that is jnana. Sisti sthiti vinasanam shakti bhute sanatani. So you nourish and you destroy. Sisti sthiti vinasa. You are that mother. To know that mother is the creator, mother is the destroyer. And what is vijnana? It is all God who has become this everything. So there is no destruction. It is just a change in the thing. And the Vijnani sees that it is God who has become all this. So there is no real destruction, even in the destruction that we see, even from the material point of view. If we think of the body, when body dies, is there any destruction? It's always change of the molecular setup. It goes to different elements and they again combine and become the molecules and become the part of the body. Nothing is destroyed actually. Everything just changes the thing. So that is the Vijnani view. So it has nothing has changed. Everything is God Himself. God changes form. So once it seems as a little child, next day it seems that he grew up. After that, sometimes it seems that it has died. But nothing is there. It's all divine. Same intact divinity is there. Only in our appearance, these changes have come, which we do not like. Our mind is set in such a way we love static, we want to remain as such. So that is one thing. So that is the problem. But that God we create that way. God created in one way and we cherish some other different way. We want everything to remain as it is. How long? Forever. And then if we can't have that here. Everything changes slowly. Everything changes, and then we think of heaven. Oh, if I did, then death is compulsory. It seems I'm growing weak and disease is coming, so death is approaching. It seems death will come. So, but I have heard that there is heaven where nothing changes. You are all youthful and there is no disease. There is no even death. You are all same all the way, enjoying with all vigorous senses. They never grow old. They never are tired of enjoyment. That type of world we will go after death, and that is called heaven. All Swami Vivekananda says it is the imagination of the mind. How can such place be ever joyful where there is no challenge, where there is no change? It's all same. Every day you get, and Swamiji gives the example of some story of how a cavemen in some other culture, morning they get up and one they run after some animal and they go and kill that animal. Evening they bring, then they roast it, eat it, and done. And next day again that animal becomes alive, what he had eaten from the bones, and then again it runs away. Then they again go and chase. Day after day, same thing will happen. They will go whole day, when will go and chase that animal, bring that, kill, eat in the evening, and sleep. And next day they go same way. No aging happening, no change happening. Same preparation is made, same animal becomes alive. So that is sort of heaven. So same thing repeated, but it is not worth going when there is nothing there. So no challenge, no change. If how much you will enjoy same thing. You get tired of eating. If you want ice cream to eat every day, same chocolate ice cream every day, same chocolate again same. So there is one story. Somebody brought one aloo ka paratha. Went to office, and he says, opens this box and says, today also aloo, this potato paratha. And his friend says, what happened? Every day this potato paratha. So your wife makes this. What to say? Why don't you ask to make her something different? Mm, he said, no, what should I say? Then who made this paratha? Actually, I made this paratha. He himself makes paratha every day, but he will grumble every day. So again, today also aloo ka paratha. Eating aloo ka paratha is a tasty thing for the food, for meal, for breakfast. But every day thing he's disgusted. But he will go on making the same thing himself, and again you will feel disgusted. Like that is the heaven. There was nothing joy in heaven, nothing to go to heaven. So it's all whirlpool. After attaining Mahabhava and Prema, one realizes that nothing exists but God. The Bhava and Prema are very high spiritual status in the field of bhakti, Mahabhava and Prema. When one have devotion, love, devotion, then Bhava is having a feeling, spiritual feeling, Mahabhava, intenser feeling, and Prema is ultimate oneness with the divine. You realize one, you are divine. Like we have Aham Brahmasmi, that's sort of in Advaita Vedanta, that is Prema in other Vedanta, Dvaita Vedanta. Prema makes that so intense love is prema that makes you one with your beloved. So then there is what it says, when there is bhava and mahabhava is attained, one realizes nothing else exists but God. That time one knows that God alone is there. So there is no complaint why there is suffering, why there is inequality, nothing is there when you know everything is divine. Bhakti pales before bhava, bhava ripens into mahabhava and prema. Different categories of the evolution of bhakti. Bhakti to bhava to mahabhava to prema. They say this bhakti we all try to have. True bhakti also has not come. Bhakti will be only loving God. We pray to God by mostly we pray for ourselves. So God, give me this, give me that, give me something to my child, something to. We also pray, give something to the devotees. Swami, please pray for me, for my sister. Someone requests. So we go and pray. Thakur, please, mother, please see that sister is suffering. Do something. We pray that way. But still, it is better prayer than praying for yourself or whom you consider your own, very own. But in bhakti, the prayer will be only about God. Lord, see that I do not forget you, that I am always with you. May my devotion be more intenser to you. May nothing else feel good other than you. Like that will be the bhakti. And bhakti will mature into bhava. When bhava matures, the bhakti becomes pale. So that bhava then matures into mahabhava and prema. Sri Ramakrishna says this bhakti and bhava regular human beings can experience. But this Mahabhava and Prema, only very few can experience. Only the very special persons like Radha, Mirabai, and they can experience Mahabhava and Prema. Sri Ramakrishna had experienced this Mahabhava and Prema. And what happened at that time? It is all bliss and being one with God. It's not that way. Physical suffering is there. From every pore of his hair follicle, blood is to oozed out. As we have sweat coming from sweat gland, from Sri Ramakrishna, when he was in Mahabhava, blood droplets would come out from every pore. You can imagine how much painful is that. And in the meditation also, he said, when I was in deep meditation, it felt like someone is pulling my back. On the back, someone is putting close share it is putting there. So painful. And after that, it was so much of joy. So in Mahabhava, when you go through spiritual practice, there is pain, there is suffering, pain. But after that, there is great joy when your whole vision changes, your idea changes, your thought changes. So, so this when Bhairavi Brahmini saw Sri Ramakrishna, he said, "It is not your sickness that your body burns." So Sri Ramakrishna had to say, body was so much heated up that wherever he sat, even the ground became hot. And what to do? He tried many medicines, nothing was curing. And Bhairavi Brahmani came. She was a sadhika. And she came and first question Sri Ramakrishna asked, and he asked, Hriday, see that one lady has come. Can you call her here? So I thought he never talks with the lady so much. And he's asking some lady to bring. So lady comes and says, "Oh, I came for you. I have seen other two, and you are the one left. Divine Mother told me you will have to guide three persons. So you are the one." Then first question Sri Ramakrishna asked, "Why I am having this pain? It's not going. Can you do you have some medicine for that? Something could be done?" He said, "No." Then she was so advanced soul. She saw Sri Ramakrishna, and by looking just at him, he said, "It is not regular sickness, this fever or high temperature of the body. It is because of Mahabhava. It was the thing that had happened to very few people. Radha had, Gauranga had this. Now you are experiencing this. So don't, it will not be cured by regular medicines of Vaidyas and Indian doctors. So what you have to do, you have to wear garland, fragrant garland of fragrant flowers and have used sandal paste in our body. It was done, and really it took off all this pain and all this temperature. So that was the thing. So that Sadhika, that Bhairavi Brahmani knew everything, who guided Sri Ramakrishna in the practice of 64 Vaishnava Tantras. So this is called Mahabhava and Prema. To Banerjee, do you still hear that gong like sound at the time of meditation? Banerjee, yes, sir, every day. Besides, I have visions of God's form. Do such things stop after the mind has once experienced them? Master, true. Once the wood catches fire, it cannot be put out. To the devotees, he knows many things about faith. Banerjee, I have too much faith. Master, bring the woman of your family with those of Balaram's. Banerjee, who is Balaram? Master, don't you know Balaram? He lives in Bospada. Sri Ramakrishna loved guileless people. Narendra Banerjee was absolutely guileless. The master loved Niranjan because he too was without guile. Master to him, why do I ask you to see Niranjan? It is to find out if he is truly guileless. He loved Niranjan very much, who became later Swami Niranjanananda. So he was very simple by his nature and very open. So Sri Ramakrishna had very special liking for him because of his simplicity of his nature. So Narendra Banerjee was also very simple. Sri Ram used to say, "I have many visions of forms of God. I see the ear of gong when I meditate." So he's asking, "Do you still hear that?" He had told, "Yes, I hear that. I also see the form. Will they stop?" He says, "When everything is done, then we'll stop." Why should it be stopped? When you have the vision of God, that's so joyful thing. But if we are not prepared when the vision comes, it is dangerous also. Feel afraid. Hmm? You feel afraid if you are not prepared. One person has gone to Manas Sarovar. At night, she was meditating on the bank, holy bank, and suddenly she felt that Shiva's feeling was there. The Shiva would be there present everywhere. It's all Kailas area, Manas Sarovar. Suddenly, she felt her this jacket, or someone pulled her jacket like that. She was startled. Who came? Then later she thought it might be Shiva, but it was scary that who came, unseen, unknown, ghost. First the ghost comes. Who came? Like that, oh, God has come. It is all wonderful. That doesn't happen. We are always afraid. One lady was great devotee of Holy Mother, and she became sick and was sitting on the steps of her house. And then she was thinking of Holy Mother. Suddenly, he sees from her eyesight someone is sitting behind her, beside her, and she looks that, and it was Holy Mother with all disabled hair and all that. She is there sitting, and this would be so much joyful for the lady. No, she was very afraid. Why Holy Mother came to me now? Does she want to take me to my life is finished? Am I going to die now? Immediate, that was the thing. It was not joy for seeing the Holy Mother and having a vision who really loved and meditated and prayed to Holy Mother. But when really she saw Holy Mother, time, this attraction, attachment for life, this Gigi Visha, whether she has come. God comes only to take away. Holy Mother is not Yama that she will come and take away. So, like that thing, she was the scary thing. Whenever something happens to us that are not in normal plane, we always get scared and always we think of something negative. She could also think, oh, I've seen Holy Mother, now this all the sickness will go, I'll become well. Holy Mother was also sick, and she also saw in vision that one dark complexion lady came, and she was putting her hand and said, "From where you are coming?" She was conversing very delightfully with that dark complexion lady, Holy Mother. So she said, "I live in Dakshineswar. I've come from there. So who are you? I'm your sister," said that dark complexion lady. So, oh, there is my husband lives there. How is he? People say he's mad. Then this lady whom she saw, she says, he's quite well. I've kept it very nicely. Don't worry for him. It was Divine Mother Kali. He just asked, and after that, when she woke up in the morning, all her fever was gone. But the Holy Mother was not afraid at all. Of course, she was not afraid when she saw dacoit also. Dacoit came with a big staff and trying to take all the possession, perhaps kill and all that. Holy Mother was not afraid then when dacoit came. He was not afraid when Mother Kali came. So that was the fear. The fear all goes. To dacoit, he says, "Father, you have come. I was a little scared in this field. I have got many dacoits come." She knows he dacoit. I said, "Father." And then the lady came after some time from the dark. "Oh, mother, luckily you are here." This was this wife of the dacoit. The dacoit also that great dacoit. How the family dacoit will move in the family. Husband, wife. Not that real killer dacoit, but snatcher like that dacoit. But she totally changed the mind of this dacoit and that who came to loot and rob the material, the things from the wayfarers. They saw only Holy Mother there. So Holy Mother seeing that, he said, "Don't worry, I am there, we are there, we'll protect you." And they came and brought her to an inn, wayside hotel, that village hotel. And then she lied down on the cot, and they kept protection whole night, this dacoit. So that is the power of Holy Mother. The quiet also changes into Father. All love gets filled. Who was to rob people, now he is now protector. So that is the power of the Divine Mother. So that is what is Sri Ramakrishna saying about people who are simple in nature. Simple people are always liked by others who don't pretend, who don't hesitate to talk. Sometimes they fall in little difficulty with the people in this world, complicated world. But otherwise, people generally like simple people who talk something about them, who talk about their mistake and laugh on themselves. So one sign of simplicity is can you make joke upon yourself and laugh on what you have done. So that is the sign of lack of ego. Simplicity is lack of ego. You don't mind people making fun of you, or you even yourself say and make fun of you. So there is some story that people were talking about one community. and they were taking jokes. Suddenly they saw that community, one person is sleeping up. Then he started saying from that community, he started saying some other community. And that person got down and say, why are you making jokes and not taking our name? Do you think we all have died? We are still there. You make fun. That's so much joyful. He is making fun of himself and encouraging others to make fun of themselves. So he's enjoying. When we are there, why you have to search people here and there to bring and make fun? Make fun. So he doesn't mind lack of ego. Ego is conquered. Joyful person. All those people of that community are very joyful, very hopeful. They used to be few or little. They are now um, they have changed their ways and little become more serious. But generally, as 90%, 95%, they are very wonderful, helpful people, helpful, self-sacrificing, protective, and all those very, very wonderful creation of God. So that's how the things happen. So simplicity is you can when people say something, don't mind. They just don't mind the words of others. Some are there; they mind even everything. Those when one is not simple. Even you look at them and they smile and say, why? Why are you smiling at me? He might be smiling for something else. You just go on like that. So that is the sign of great ego. Touch me not. Touch me not, Swami Vivekananda used to say. Someone like that plant, touch me not. You touch a little and plant that droops down. So like that people are there. You talk a little about that and they become so angry. Why you are saying that to me? I say and go and make fun what is there. Oh, Swami one Swami there in Seattle, it's very senior Swami. He used to say, when I was to walk, some people used to make fun of me, seeing the dress or something with, I think he used to go to Kerala. And he said, then I, s- he said that. Then I said to myself, it's so nice. We are supposed to give joy to others. That is our Holy Mother said, give joy to others. Then if you can give joy to others, your purpose of life is fulfilled. So people are making fun and they are having enjoyment. They are enjoying. So that is the service to the people that we are giving without doing anything, just by our that. So let them be happy by making fun of me. So this is sign of simplicity. This sign of conquering our own ego. When we can conquer ego, then this little body mind doesn't matter at all. People say anything and they can sue anything. They can, in other language, others thing, it may be insult. But the saint is never insulted by anyone because there is no one insulting the saint because he has no ego. What they will insult? That beautiful saying that one saint had gone and was eating food, leftover food, because people thought he was mad, and he was eating food. The dogs were there. He put the dog aside, took that empty plate, whatever leftover was there, and sat on the dog and fed some dog and eating from that plate. And all people were there. They are all laughing, seeing that madman. Then he said one beautiful thing, words in Sanskrit. He was a Purna Jnani. He said, Vishnu paristhito Vishnu, Vishnu khadati Vishnave. It is Vishnu is sitting on the Vishnu. God is sitting on God. I am God. Dog is also God. And Vishnu khadati Vishnave. And this God is eating food, that is also Vishnu. Food is Vishnu, I am Vishnu, dog is Vishnu. Katham hasasire Vishnu. And you all those are making fun of me are also God. Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat. Whole world is nothing but God. Where is their insult? Nothing, no insult. All ego is crushed. So, as Swami Bhaskaran used to say, he was that this Ramakrishna mission is the not mission, it is machine. What of a machine? It is ego crushing machine. You are here and your ego is supposed to be pounded so that you are happy with everyone. You don't mind someone praises or someone insult. Nothing is there. No insult can touch you. You are so much loving to all beings. So that is the goal. When we gain Vidya Maya, we gain under the Vidya Maya, all freeing, all friends, all good, all divine. So that is the goal that Sri Ramakrishna wants to lead us to. Now the closing chants. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Muhurmu. So today was the last class before summer vacation, and August is the month of summer vacation, and we'll reopen after summer vacation in September. So our program in September begins officially from 6th of September this year with seminar, and Viraja Prana is the monastic speaker in the seminar. Other speaker will be who the other speaker will be let you know later on in our website. Uh, Viraja Prana, she is a nun from the Vedanta Society of Northern California, San Francisco. She will be arriving Toronto on 5th on 5th of September. That is a Friday. So we have requested her to give a class. She's arriving around 4:35, the plane landing time. If his plane is in time and she's all okay, so we have requested her to say something on that Friday, an official, informal, about the monks of the San Francisco Center. She has seen all the monks, Prabhupada and heard about Swami Ashokanandaji, and she is very good speaker also. So please try to come on September 5. Try to join online or attend September 5 at 7:30 p.m. Informal scripture class on that day, to be done by Prabrajika Viraja Prana of San Francisco Vedanta Society. Thank you.